Thank you so much, Alison and Colin, for having a chat today. And I guess I just wanted to have a little bit of a chat about what sort of changes you made when Colin first came home after his stroke, and you know, thinking about giving Colin a bit of independence and being able to move around the home a little bit more. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you had to do to make it happen?
Probably the first thing we did was after Colin did have more mobility initially, and over the years he lost a bit from various reasons, but we ripped up all the carpets and had the floorboards taken back. Yeah, it was easy for Colin to walk. All services were the same then, you know, throughout the house. Plus, it didn't matter if Colin was bringing me a cup of tea in and he spilled a bit. It was easy to wipe up, that sort of thing. It was just much easier to maintain and easier for Colin's mobility with the polished floorboards.
Yep. No,
and a matte finish too, which, you know, wasn't slippery, and you know, if water was spilt, it's easier not to slip on them.
Take your time.
Oh, when eating? Yes, yeah. If anything was spilt on the floor, you know, bringing in dinner. Oh, we eventually had the bathroom renovated, and we actually knocked down the wall from a side veranda to make it a much larger bathroom. So again, it kept it flowing through that we had a flat floor, just a glass shower screen, no sliding door, no raised edges. And, you know, when we were planning the bathroom with the plumber, we did it so that it was going to suit Colin, that everything was easy for him to move around in the bathroom, mobility-wise. Colin was quite insistent when he first came home. He didn't want it to look like a handicapped person's house. He didn't want rails and grab rails and things like this. So we've tried to arrange the house so that suits Colin.
Yep.
Another thing we did too was no rugs on the floorboards or the shower seat.
Yeah, and
He made some changes for you?
yes,
Yeah. Oh, a bigger shower?
yes,
Shower screen?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
A plain shower screen,
yes.
Yeah, make it easy for you to go into the shower. And we had a seat built in the shower with tiles, so you could sit down and...
So you could have the safety that you needed, but you also had the look that you wanted it to have.
Yes.
It's great to know what's possible to do at home to improve somebody's ability to stay active, but also to increase the independence that obviously Colin had before the stroke. So it's really important from a mental health and a contributing to the house perspective to give you as much freedom of movement around the home as possible. Colin, I know you were a bit of a cook before you had your stroke, and you've told me that it was important to you to continue or to be able to still cook and do stuff in the kitchen. Yes, you're a proud chef.
Yes.
So I guess if it's possible to have a chat about some of the things that you've been able to do to enable you to continue cooking. So do you still cook much at the moment, Colin?
Twice a week.
Twice a week, excellent. So you're still able to make a meal twice a week? Yep, terrific. And what are some of the changes that you've made in the kitchen in order to be able to continue cooking?
We initially did buy kitchen appliances like, you know, special silicone mats and things like that, but then Colin didn't want to use them.
Yep.
So and that was you put the bread on, supposedly to hold it and that sort of thing. So we just made changes like, Colin, if I'm not here, and we don't eat a lot of bread anyway, he will use dry biscuits and have cheese on dry biscuits, or have, you know, cold meat with dry biscuits and that sort of thing, rather than fiddle around trying to do, you know, butter bread. And not that he had much butter on bread, but and we bought other cutting tools, you know, things that you could pump up and down. But Colin prefers to use a knife, which is great. I mean, and when I'm around, I'll peel the vegetables for him and then he'll cut them.
Yeah.
So he tends to make a lot of one-pot dishes, which is great because then it's much easier for him to cook. He's got a favourite pan and he'll do a one-pot. And he can access the pantry very easily and, you know, use all his spices he wants and pick which rice or noodles or pasta and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Or if I'm going shopping, he asks me to buy special ingredients that he needs for a recipe.
Terrific. We noticed in your kitchen, Colin, it's quite well set up for you to be able to use. You have set it up.
Yes.
So your chopping board is in a really nice position.
Yes.
That it doesn't slip, and it's right next to the sink, so you've got access to everything that you need in a really nice, organised manner.
Well, even we had to get a new tap a couple of years ago, and we purposely chose one that was easy for Colin to use. It was so easy just to lift the lever and push it hot, cold or whatever, and the power of the water. So anything like that we do now, we look at what's going to make it easy for Colin, or what can Colin manage to use.
Terrific.
And going back to the bathroom, we had dual shower system in that we had the overhead, but then you can just flick the lever and use it handheld. You can pull the handheld and use that.
Terrific.
So,
And Colin, I'm interested in how you find getting outside the home, and what environment outside the home do you find is really well suited to somebody who might have issues, or not issues, but somebody who might have challenges with their walking or ability to communicate. Is there places that you feel you like to go to, and what's made that easier for you?
taxi.
Yeah.
So you get around via a taxi,
Yes.
yep.
Colin has a taxi card that's half price, so we always link into a really good taxi driver, and they give us their mobile number, and then it's much easier because they're aware of Colin's limitations.
Yeah.
And if I can't take Colin somewhere, we have the taxi driver. And for instance, Colin's going to speech therapy every fortnight, and Alex has put that in his diary that on those Tuesdays he picks up Colin.
And it just makes it easier.
Makes it easy.
Less stress, less worry.
And if he is caught somewhere and he's not going to be able to get back to pick up Colin at the nominated time, he arranges with another driver
Terrific.
to pick Colin up.
So you've worked out this really nice arrangement where everybody knows what's happening.
Yes, and it works well.
Tell me a little bit about the market, Colin. I know you like to go to the market. What makes it easier for you? What is it about the market that makes it easier for you to be there? And what do you actually do at the market?
Colin likes to buy the fish every Friday.
Excellent.
Being a lapsed Catholic, it's one thing he still does. Has fish on the Friday.
Yeah, terrific. And Colin, do you order the fish yourself, or does?
Yes.
Yep, terrific. So you point to what you want. Yep.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Staff know him and they're very accommodating. They'll say, how many prawns, or one squid or two? Do you want the squid cleaned? And it's good.
So you've developed a rapport with them, which has meant that you can still be out and about, do things that you enjoy, and you're staying physically active, which is a bonus, but you're also staying well within yourself by doing the things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So do you think when you go to the market, Colin, you do a bit of walking because there's somewhere to go and people to see?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. And do you think one of the attractions of going to the market is the ease of getting there and the ease of parking? Like, is that something that you consider?
It is for me because it's easy. There's a lot of handicap spots. There's a few out the front, but also upstairs. There's a lot next to the lift, which is really great. And it's just easy to get to, and as I said, accessible.
And Colin, you tell me that there are things you do around the house to also stay active. You've shown us a few things today, which has been wonderful. So if we can go through some of the stuff that you do around the house to stay active, I think it'll be inspiring for others to see what's actually possible. So one of the things you showed us today was being able to vacuum with a handheld vacuum cleaner, which it's a brilliant idea, and it means that if you don't have use of both hands, you still can use a vacuum cleaner, and there's no cords that you can potentially trip over. So it works really well for you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yep. One of the other things you do around the house, and I'm very impressed, Colin, is you clean the mirror in the bathroom, and you also wipe down the bench and the sink. Good on you. And also with the laundry, you take the laundry out of the washing machine, and you may not be able to hang it out, but you do your bit in being able to help out around the house.
He puts a load on so that if I'm out or if I work part-time, I come home, it's washed in the basket.
Ready to be hung out. Terrific.
Yes,
A great team effort.
Yes.
And I noticed, especially when you're in the bathroom, you have this beautiful setup where you can lean against the bench so you can reach nice and high to clean the mirror, but you're not at risk of falling because you're set up in a really nice, safe way. Obviously, some things that you've adapted over the years and learnt how to still stay active around the home, but also do some really helpful things in terms of cooking and cleaning and tidying. So well done on everything you've managed to do so far.
Obviously Colin uses computer out in the back room, but he has an iPad, which he gets a lot of use out. He does the Sudokus on that and checks his emails, keeps the mind active. And if he comes across something he doesn't understand the meaning of or he wants to look it up, he just Googles it. So we're finding the iPad excellent. It's really great.
And it's something that's quite mobile that you can carry in one hand. You can move from one room to the next if you need to. Yeah, no, that's terrific. Is there anything else, either Colin or Alison, that you can think of that would be helpful to share with somebody who perhaps, has had a stroke recently and wants to get involved in being a bit more active or getting involved in the kitchen and cooking healthy meals after stroke?
I'm so used to Colin's being paralysed down the right side now that it's second nature to me with things like if I'm going out for an extended period and the milk's nearly finished, I make sure that the new milk, I've taken off the silver foil up top, so it's easy for Colin.
What a great tip.
Same with his yogurt for breakfast, when he's running low on the yogurt, and if I'm heading out and he hasn't had breakfast, I realise, you'll have to open a new yogurt, I rip the foil off. Colin can do that, but it just makes it easier for those little things to be done. He's pretty good with the chopping. I might peel the onion for him, but he'll chop it. So, all of those sort of things.
And it's about finding, from what I'm hearing from you, is it's finding what works for you and your family and allowing Colin the independence and the ability to contribute without taking that joy away from him of what he can do.
And we had the driveway redone. That was brick before, which was uneven surface. Plenty of room for parking, and then a wide footpath, which is obviously very flat for Colin, and it makes less risk of falls. Our son has a bit of a hairdressing kit, and he comes over and gives Colin haircuts because that's easier than trying to get to a barber. And plus he can say, now how short do you want this, and all the rest.
And I like how you use the notepad to help with the challenges of getting some words out.
We've installed just by the little plug-in, it's a night light in the bedroom, so it's just a bit of light on the floor. If Colin wants to get up in the evening, and then we put the night light on in the bathroom, so when he walks down, it's not pitch black. That's just a safety feature. And unobtrusive, it's not a big deal,
But allows Colin to be independent again at night. Terrific. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, I go to work twice a week. Yes. So
Yes.
One day from home at the moment and one at work. So,
so that means that you're spending that time at home doing all the housework, doing all the cleaning. Well done.
I think it gives him something to do as well, a bit of motivation and, as you say, incidental exercise.
Terrific.